How's it going, everybody? Welcome to OP Entertainment. I'm Omar Darwish.
And I'm Pratik Cherian.
And this is our review of F1. It's not F1 colon anything.
No, just F1.
A new legacy. Just F1. Directed by Joseph Kosinski.
Yep. The director of Gun Maverick.
Yeah, which I famously haven't seen. Everyone else has. You love it.
Everyone loves it.
What'd you think of this movie?
Spoiler
free, by the way.
Spoiler free. I really enjoyed it. Okay. My review in a nutshell is all of the scenes where they're racing are really good. All of the scenes where they are not in cars, kind of cliche.
Yeah,
that's the review.
Kind of cliche is putting it lightly.
Sure.
I'll say this. I thought we were gonna disagree on this. I agree pretty much with everything you're saying. I think this is a pretty good, not great movie. The racing stuff is great. Yeah. A lot of the shots in this, the way this is shot and edited, and I'll even say paced for like a 2.5 hour movie. It's paced pretty well.
Let me ask you this, because I was wondering this throughout the movie, and I didn't ask you purposely.
Sure.
You haven't really watched F1, right? Like,
no.
You're not an F1 person.
Like, real F1? No. Yeah, no.
Okay. Did you understand the racing? Did the movie do enough where, like, you got
here's what
it?
I'll say. I thought that during the movie, I'm thinking, wow, there's a lot more math that goes into this. and I kind of like that aspect, and I felt like they clearly respected it enough to, like, take the time to study and see. It felt natural and real, and I felt like they were doing a good job of explaining. This is where I'm of two minds with the script of this movie. Some of the dialogue and stuff is terrible, but what they did a good job of explaining the math and how certain mechanics work with the racing and stuff. Okay. Where when certain things happen, you feel the stakes of, oh, that's bad, or oh, that's a good thing that happened. I thought the movie did a good job of that. For someone who's never, like, seen F1 racing, it was easy enough to follow.
I'm not like an F1 fan, but I've dabbled. I've seen a little bit.
It feels accurate to you?
Yeah, super. I mean, again, not an expert, but it felt really accurate to me. Okay. But it felt so accurate where that's why I was wondering, because I'm like, man, if I went into this completely cold, like, I feel like there's a lot of stuff I'd be like, well, I have no idea what that means. But
I think they did a good job of keeping the audience informed, especially if you're uninformed about the racing. I'll say that. So, like, if you're worried about not being able to follow it, I think you're fine. Unless you're like 100 years old and you can't follow the quick pace to editing, because the editing of this movie is because
I feel like, at least when it comes to specifically the racing, they give you enough, but they don't, like, hold your hand through it. Like, there's never the scene where, like, some person's, like, sitting there and explaining it all to you. You know how, like, some movies will do it, like, oh, like, let me tell you about how this and this work. Like, there's never that scene.
It's sprinkled throughout, though. Like, before anything happens that you need to be informed about, they give you, oh, be careful because this is about to happen. And if this happens, that'll happen. So they do enough. They do enough for that.
I just feel like it's fast enough where, like, again, to your point, like, if you're someone who doesn't pick up on quick dialogue, it's gonna lose you.
So do you feel like if you watch this, like, on mute, or the racing scenes on mute, and you didn't catch the dialogue, you'd be lost on what's happening?
I think you could still enjoy it, but I don't know that you could actually follow the movie.
I think you'd be able to pick it up based on just, like, the acting, facial cues and stuff, maybe. But anyway, do you have any gripes with this movie? Because you were saying that, like, not great.
I mean,
do we agree on the script being very? You said cliche. I'll say, you've seen it 100 times.
I mean, again,
every sports movie.
If you've seen a sports movie, you've seen this. Like, the non-racing, like, plot.
Yeah,
you know the plot of the movie if you've ever seen a sports movie at all.
I will say this, though, another gripe of mine. The fact that these characters make certain decisions multiple times, like, just when you start to, like, feel the growth of both of our main characters, with Brad Pitt and what's his name?
Damson
Idris. They just kind of pivot and make these, like, choices, and I'm like, why would you do that? And then they start to grow more and then make these pivots, and I'm like, why would you do that? And the movie and the script does not give enough reason for these characters to be acting as crazy as they are in certain moments. Maybe that's a hot take, but
no, I agree with you. I think the thing is, like, you're kind of watching this. There's points of this movie where I was like, these characters have grown, and I have no idea why. And then then they make a decision that's like, oh, they haven't grown, but I also have no idea why. The character beats that happen just kind of feel like it's missing a couple things.
Maybe it's because it's so formulaic that you just expect that we're at this stage and we're not at that stage yet, and then the movie tells you we are, but then they pull back. I don't know. The
character dynamics are, like, real up and down. And it's weird.
The acting, though, was great. I think the acting from Carrie Condon. she was fantastic in this. I think she elevates the material. I think we also talked about this a little bit off camera, but I think Brad Pitt is kind of the only person that I could picture in the role.
Brad Pitt is kind of playing Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
And usually I say that as a negative, but in this case, it's just like, no, you know what? They cast Brad Pitt to be Brad Pitt, and he is Brad Pitt really well.
Is Tom Cruise mad he missed out on this one? I'll tell you what.
I mean, he kind of did this already just with fighter jets instead.
Did he? Oh, okay. Well, yeah, with the same director, huh? How does this compare to Top Gun Maverick for you? Because this is his follow-up, right?
Yeah, I don't know that I can really compare them because they are such like different
Do you see a lot
worlds.
of technical like similarities, or?
I think the way that they shoot like fast-paced action, like again the like high-flying planes, fast-moving like kind of planes on the ground in many ways. That's what an F1 car is. And again, I think it shows that he knows how to like shoot these things in a way that gives you a sense of the action and really like kind of puts you in the cockpit of the vehicle at points where it's like, all right, I kind of get the way that this would feel.
I'll say the way that this movie is shot and edited is definitely the strength of this director, and this is the only movie I've seen from him. But that it's clear to tell. Also, can't just skip past this. The Hans Zimmer score is incredible in this. I don't know how much I'm gonna.
As always.
Yeah, I don't know how much I'm gonna listen to it because I can just imagine a lot of it's gonna be like overdone by like tires screeching in tracks and stuff. Yeah. But you just feel a lot of the emotional weight that you're supposed to feel is carried by the score for sure.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah. Do you have anything else you want to say about this? Because I think I've gotten it all out.
Let's score it, and then I've got a question for you.
Go ahead and score it.
Okay. I think I'm going to give it an 8.
I'm right there with you.
It's solid. It's really good. The stuff it does well, it does really, really well. It's great action. Again, the score is great. It really puts you in the seat of an F1 car. I feel like if you're an F1 fan, you're going to really, really like it.
Yeah.
Again.
Oh, yeah. If you're an F1 fan, I could just imagine, unless this is completely inaccurate, I imagine this is going to be your favorite movie now. Like, because it's just, it's well done. It's
really, really well done. Like, yeah, it's really well done.
Yeah. Do you think that maybe if they gave it a sharper script, that would have helped it, or do you think it would have maybe alienated some of the audience from people who just kind of want to see an F1 racing movie?
I don't think it would have alienated it. I never think a better script,
because I think they kind of kept it simple, like as like the keep it simple stupid rule, like, you know, just
I think
as a way to keep
I think it's
involved.
A movie that's very focused on what it wants to do, and what it wants to do is shoot some cars and put you into an F1 race. That's what it wants to do, and it does that.
You feel like you're in a rocket ship in every race. Like you feel the stakes of every race, and that's due to like you were saying, how they communicate the stakes and like what's going on and the mechanics of the race and everything. The characters are but the performances kind of elevate them to where they need to be.
Javier Bardem, how'd you
Javier Bardem was great. I mean, I don't want to spoil the things, but certain stuff with him, I thought he also kind of carried the emotional stakes of this movie for me.
Yeah, basically every actor I really enjoyed them in this. Even if they're not doing anything like where I'm like, listen, you have to go see Javier Bardem in this. Like, I'm never like, nobody's this is their role. Like,
they don't give him enough for me to say that. Especially in the beginning, I thought some of the dialogue that like his interaction with Brad Pitt in the very beginning of the movie, I thought the dialogue was terrible. That conversation was terrible.
But I feel like every actor does a great job with the material they're given.
Exactly. Even if they do at least the most you could with that material, for sure. Yeah, they for sure cast this movie well.
All right, so your score is?
I'm saying 8. I'm sticking with you at 8. You could convince me to a 7. I don't think it's going up any more than that. I don't know how much I'm going to rewatch this movie. Maybe if I want like a thrill and I feel like I want to watch some racing, then Mario Kart's not going to cut it. I'll throw this on, but definitely, I mean, good effort from Apple, I think.
I could see this being the movie I throw on if I want to like do a test on a new like sound system for my TV.
Right, yeah. I was that's one thing. I was worried about seeing this in Dolby because I just figured it was gonna be so loud and just tires in my ear the whole time. I thought the sound mixing of this was really well done. It wasn't overblown. It wasn't too loud. It was good. I liked it.
Yeah, but I felt like the sound mixing was enough where like it stopped your heart the times that it needed to. Yeah.
So and I think that for sure. It also goes to the score. The score was great. Yeah. So both 8s.
Both 8s. Last question, not about this movie at all. So if this is all you cared for, you can turn it off now.
See you guys.
So, Damson Idris, rumored to be cast as Black Panther in Black Panther.
Yeah,
rumored to be talking to Marvel about Black Panther. after watching this movie, what do you think?
So I didn't realize this was Damson Idris, and the
Okay.
whole movie I'm thinking this is like a star-making role for this guy. Like he's great in this. They're not giving him much to do, but he's selling everything with his performance and with his face. That being said, yeah, I could see him as Black Panther for sure. Yeah. I would definitely be down with it.
I'm kind of the same way. I don't.
It would be a different Black Panther than Chadwick Boseman's Black Panther.
Very
for
much
sure,
so.
But I think he could do it. He could bring something to it.
Yeah, maybe it's because he's playing like a young character in this movie. So like I have a hard time seeing him be like a king, a leader, like
yeah, especially when you see some of the character choices in this movie.
Yeah. But like if he was in a Black Panther movie as like T'Challa's son, totally there. Totally bought in.
Yeah, and honestly that's a lot of responsibility to wait to take on. Like if I'm him, I'm just make me an X-Men or something. Like cast me as someone else in the MCU. That's a huge role. Those are huge shoes to fill. I don't think they need to be filled yet, but if they do cast him, I'm on board. I'm happy with it.
All right.
For sure.
Okay. That was my last question. You want to take us out?
Yeah, we got a movie next week probably, and then Superman's coming up.
You make the shooting schedule and you don't know what's next.
It's happening next week. We'll see you guys.